heart of gold, but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right. Shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind. Calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is happy. One second, let me just turn my voice change on. Beep. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 1950s radio coming to you with live information and updates on news. Today's breaking news is Cloudflare has gone down and there's multiple websites not working. Well, you at the bastards. Anyway, good morning and hello, everybody. As you're probably fully aware, some people are going to be struggling today, like me. I had to write everything myself, and there's probably a spelling mistake here or there, but who gives a shit? And at some point, probably, I'm going to probably play the supermarket game again. And why not? However, there is a couple of things I am going to do and say. Is this. I'm going to give a big shout out to JK Films and DJ Ratters. Not because they are fantastic people, but the music and the content they create is just inspiring. And I've learned a lot from both of them. And also to my pretty Squid Pro Quo and everyone else, Amogo, who is not just a lifesaver but a very good friend, and who can create such fantastic thumbnails. And I just find it absolutely fantastic. I just find it absolutely fantastic. So, interesting, Castle. Welcome to the stream. I know you. But anyway, so what was I going to say? What I find quite interesting is that, like, with everything going on and everything, I mean, I'm just going to put this on the table. I'm not a psychic. I don't, have a crystal ball in front of me, and I definitely can't proclaim that I am the all-knowing. I'm not. That I can assure you of. But Jesus, how many times do I have to get things right? I mean, like, seriously, when do people actually go, do you know what, this guy, he may be a sheepshagger, but I tell you one thing, he seems to hit the nail on the head a lot. And like, last couple of days, I wasn't going to talk about the case or anything today. I just wanted to chit chat and just shoot the shit and everything else. But one thing I have to say is this. Chucky, watch your tone, please. It's a morning stream, yeah. So let's keep the circle jerk out of this. Thank you very much. But no, I just find it very interesting. I mean, I've come to a point now where I don't really give a crap anymore. I will watch stuff, I'll listen to stuff, and I'll give my opinion about it. And some people may not like my opinion, some people will. But one thing I can say is that here's the thing: your behavior and your actions will always result in reactions and consequences, regardless of who you are. It doesn't matter if you are pro what the hells or anti what the hells or pro the crampons or anti. It doesn't matter, people. It really doesn't matter anymore. The fact that you've got people like Guapo and whatever, the fact that this guy has made certain threats, and they can be constituted as threats to life. You know, and I hope the authorities have been. I mean, like, nothing goes right anyway. I mean, the law system over there is a joke. The judges are a joke. The like, no one cares. I mean, you could richly feed them the evidence on a platter, and people don't care. Now, I watched before we get into the fun part of the stream. I just want to get this off my chest. Now, I watched Jeremy Hells and George discuss the bankruptcy thing and everything else. And what were you expecting? What were you expecting to come out of that? We all know that Lynette Preston has a brain made of freaking dynamite, and she'd be too dangerous to wake up, let alone touch a fucking light switch. You know, and Chucky, you don't have to delete your messages, buddy. Seriously, you don't. Anyway, and like, there has to be a line drawn to actually say, hey, look, there needs to be an evaluation made on the people's ability to actually comprehend the situation they're in. Because I personally don't believe that Lynette Preston does. I think she's been taken advantage of, and like, look, I can't stand her. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot barge pole, and that's richly on the other side of the barge. But where do you draw the line? This whole case, this whole thing is just so out of control. And what I'm concerned of, me personally, this is my personal opinion, is that what's it going to take for individuals who have been watching this, sitting on the sidelines and trying to, blow their own trumpet, when do you draw the line and go, do you know what? This is becoming dangerous. This is becoming, unhinged. And it has. I mean, we bypassed the unhinged part many, 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 many moons ago. Oh, Big Dirt, good to see you again. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I do not want to be the guy top of the morning. Yeah, no, Chucky, don't. You're good, mate. You're good. Now, one thing I will say, there's enough people here with military background, with police background, EMS background, nursing, and everything else. And some people like to press buttons, some people like to have a little bit of fun and banter, and that's fine. But after watching some of the shorts and some of the stream last night, I actually watched it last night, and I just sat here. I literally had to pause the stream when I watched the video. I literally had to pause it, and I went, at what point is someone in maybe law enforcement, maybe CPS, maybe I don't freaking know. Are they going to say, right, enough's enough? We need to take this off the internet now. We need to stop. We need to stop publicizing it, and we need to deal with this behind the scenes. I mean, I'm getting bored with it. So that's one of the most of the reasons why I sort of like distance myself. I will give my opinion on things. If someone says, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I'll say, "Well, I think it's shite or not." It's exactly, Robert. Where do you draw the line? I know there's a lot of people out there who like to antagonize, who like to, enable the behavior. I get it. But again, the internet is not the place for that. I mean, like, the thing is, no one is talking about Otter Creek. No one's talking about, Zim. No one's talking about the town hall. No one is not, it's like if that never happened. No one's talking about Biscuit Boy anymore. It's all about these individuals. It's like people have got bored hearing the same thing and then they moved on to another topic. But you have to remember is that everything stemmed from that environment. I mean, let's be real about this. All this stemmed from, a person moving to Otter Creek, having issues with the water system, and then obviously solve that. And then someone thought, oh yeah, I can make money out of this. We can grift off this. And the fact that people don't focus on the fact that Lynette Preston and John Cook were grifting way before they met. Way before they met these people. Hi, Devil Fan, how you doing, bud? And look where we are now. Look where we are now. All right. At 1 minute, it was all a big deal about the town hall, about Russ the Sus and everyone else. Right. Suddenly, they're no longer topic of conversation. But people seem to forget that there had been some sort of relationship going on between John Cook, Lynette Preston, and certain individuals in that town hall before Madam Mayor came in. And when Madam Mayor came into it, when Therese came into it and actually started positively actually rebuilding, certain things and fixing the crap that they broken, right? And then when she decided, this is not my problem, let them fucking deal with it, and then they moved on. And then Zim came in, everyone started thinking, oh, it's going to get better and better and better. And then look what happened. Travis gets thrown under the bus. Then Travis gets verbally attacked by John Cook. And it was like everyone is trying to involve everyone. And now look where we are now. We've got Grapple making threats to cause structural damage to a vehicle, and God knows what else. And from what I understand, and from what I heard on that video last night, I also believe there was also, and I speculate, and this is allegedly, that threats to cause physical harm were also made. Just allegedly, I don't know. I mean, it's not my, but the fact that that's being done, the moment that's being done, the moment you get on the phone and the moment you call the police, You get the police to deal with it, and that's it. You don't discuss it online. You just leave it as it is. If there is physical evidence to substantiate an allegation that is real and it's factual, let the police deal with it. Simple as. That's as simple as it is. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone threatened me with physical violence, I would buy them a meal prior to engaging in hand-to-hand combat. I would buy them a meal because hospital food is shite, especially when it's through a straw. But it's one of those things, really. But the fact that over in the States you're allowed to carry concealed, and this is what concerns me, because it's coming to a point now where how do you know that a person who doesn't like you is voicing their opinion, and next you because you're in fear of your safety, one thing leads to the other, and next thing you know, it's gone down a rabbit hole that no one wants to go down. Well, yeah, 16 minutes of fame. Well, it's 15 minutes of fame. Now, I love that. I love that part from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard court case where the guy where it was 15 minute of fame. That was hilarious. Come back on that one. That was funny. But like you guys can sit in here and have and you can have discourse. And there's moderators in here who will go, well, no, you can't say that, and they'll delete your comment if the comment is, if it's not the right place or the right time, or it shouldn't be, stuff like that shouldn't be aired. Now, I get it. Everyone has a right for an opinion, but when you turn your opinion into actual, physical actions, all I can say is, Andrew Rivera's, good luck in court, because you've really, really outdone yourself on this one. And the fact that if you watch the video from Jeremy and you look at his eyes, yeah, that guy, he needs a break. He needs sleep. He needs to be able to decompress, because I can tell you one thing about Jeremy, from my perspective. I think he won't hold back if he has to defend himself. Yeah, but the thing is, here in the UK, we don't need pew pews to, Chucky. One thing you have to remember, over here, we don't need pew pews. Trust me, we are a culture of we are a fighting culture. Well, you'd think we are, but like with everything that's going on over here, uh, you know. But I tell you one thing: if an outside source tries to attack, I mean, it's getting to a point now where I've already told my queen, I am going to get you a vest, and she's going to wear that vest if she has to go anywhere into a major city, because if she has to go on a train, or which sometimes she does. She's wearing a vest, or if I hi Squid, or if I know that she's going to be traveling, into mid Wales or the south, then I will go with her. And I can assure you, I will rather give up my life to protect her and anyone else. People will go, oh, you're just full of hot air, blah blah blah. Try me. I've come to a point now in my life where I've accepted my fate. I've accepted my and there's an old saying that that was said to me once, many years ago. He said, like, and I use this saying up once in a while: the day you are born is the day you start dying. It just takes a long time. And it's truth. But this whole situation, this whole situation that's going on, yes, Chucky, the whole situation that's going on now with this case is gone beyond normality. It's just gone. It's gone. Okay, Squid, no problem. Yeah. And the worst thing that, you know, 1 second. The worst thing, don't even know how to say this. The worst thing I can see from this, which I hope it doesn't happen, is that someone does get physically hurt. And if that happens, then I'm blaming the system. I'm going to blame the court system. I'm going to blame the courts for this, because they should have dealt with this. And the fact that, I mean, when they discussed the bankruptcy, like, technically, Jeremy doesn't have to do anything anymore. I think that one hearing, or that where they were yesterday or today or yesterday or day before yesterday, I mean, she's richly thrown herself and everyone else under the bus. So this bankruptcy thing is a done deal. And it also opened the doors for a deep dive investigation in the finances of the crampons and everyone else involved. Now, I know a lot of people don't like me because I say it as it is, but have a guess what? The day I care about what you think about me will be the day I decide to go, you know, because I don't. What you should be caring about, right, is your own actions and your behavior. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your behavior, and every action has a reaction. And if you can't control your mouth, or you can't think before you speak, or you can't control your emotions, then you shouldn't be on the internet. You shouldn't be interacting with other people, because that is exactly what happens. And the perfect example of all this is everything that you have been witnessing over the last year and a half. Oh, in JK, in the fucking heart, mate. Right in that, right here. Knowing full well that ChatGPT is down, and you know full well that I can't spell for shit. You come in and say, "Hi, this is your cloud representative checking in to see if all is okay with your internet." Funny. You're funny. You're so funny. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. This is my insight at the start of the stream. So please engage in community. Please engage in constructive conversation, and I'll be more than happy to jump in. So because this is what I want. I want you guys to also have a part of this, because at the end of the day, right, all of us have witnessed everything that's going on. Now, I get it. There's people out there who don't like, what's being said, because they know that they're getting caught out in their own deflection and subterfuge and the lies and everything else. And I really don't care. If you're going to say something and you're going to try to make it factual, then prove it. Don't sit on your platform and go, "Huh, look at this, that," because that's how you destroy your own credibility. And I can assure you, I have got so much on my external hard drive, right? Stuff that you don't even know about, that I have found over the last 18 months, well, since I've been following this, that I haven't discussed. And there's other people who've done the same thing who don't discuss it. But there's a reason why I don't discuss it, because at the end of the day, if it's not if it can't give you the answer, or it doesn't pertain within the storyline or within the actual narrative, because if you put something out there that's got nothing to do with the topic at conversation, then what you're doing, you're making shit up. Simple as. So you stick to the facts, you stick to the truth, and you stick to the facts, and you bring the facts and the evidence with you. System. Simple. The system in Florida doesn't exist. There is no system. This good old boy system, right? I think it goes deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, when you've got one person on a village council, and then you've got a relative of theirs on a county council, yeah, you need to start thinking of looking at the bigger picture. Meeks being on town hall, and then Meeks being in what was it, the county council or whatever they call it. And then you've got people on the what the hell's ecosystem, the crampons, stupid Dave. You got all these other people thinking that it's okay for them to do and say and whatever they want to say with any consequences. Oh, I don't care. What are you going to do about it? There's a lot that can be done. It costs money, it costs time. But the fact that you then go, you haven't served me, you haven't served, and you joke and mock, you're not just mocking the individual who's trying to serve you, or the company that is employed to serve you, but you're also mocking the courts. You are laughing at the courts. You are taking what we call here in the United Kingdom, you're taking the piss. And unfortunately, for 99% of the people who think that they can take the piss out of the court system, is that they find out very quickly how quick that pee turns into, oh crap, I'm pissing into the wind. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who try to intimidate directly or indirectly. I know there's people out there who try to, they try to emotionally blackmail that you don't do or say or react to things they say. Now, I have, and I am still continuing to keep, I've stepped out of the ring, but I'm watching, and I'm watching, and I'm watching. Just because I don't discuss certain topics doesn't mean I'm not watching. I'm always watching. And this is why I catch things that I catch things that other people don't. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet. Other people see things that I don't see. And then when you put those both together, you're like going, perfect example. When you got the crampons going on about all this donated money and everything else, and then you've got Lynette throwing them under the bus. Just because one person says, oh, there's going to be an investigation, trust me, that investigation is already in process. And it's got no, I mean, like, yeah, you can call people lurkers and stuff like that. There's people sitting out the stream. There's someone just came in here who's associated to certain individuals. Doesn't matter who they are, but I know they do. I definitely know they've got something to do with a certain group of people, and it doesn't scare me or intimidate me one bit. Now, in fact, it's interesting that they've come to the stream to do what? Intimidate? Flex? You're too little, too short, and too late because I already know everything about everyone. This is what I'm saying, right? Now, am I vindictive? Absolutely not. Hi, DJ Rats. Hi, Eric. Now, one thing I will say is this. When all this is done and over with, what are you going to do? Simple. What are you going to do? And what future have you planned? Because if you think this is going to go on forever, and you can, what you going to do? You're going to sit there and just talk? I know what I'm going to do. I know what other people are going to do. Other people who've grown from this, I know what they're going to do. They're just going to carry on like if nothing, it's just going to be a normal thing. For me, the reason I've gone live now is because, like, tonight, I'm going to be on with Squid probably. My pretty is a bit poorly, so But what are you going to do? Yeah, I know, Squid. But the thing is, they don't. People don't think that far ahead. you know, I mean, like everything that I swear that it's for me. Right, I'm seeing people make mistakes. Simple, little mistakes. But when all this is done and over with, you're going to see the frame start falling apart. And I'm looking forward to that because then when people go, "Oh, we're going to have sport," I'm going to say, "Well, I told you so." Yeah, internet drama is content. I mean, unfortunately, I'm learning the hard way. But I tell you one thing: once all this is done, I'm moving a different direction. If people, if people want to come in and chill out, and hang out, and have a giggle and have a laugh, then fine, because you're not going to get some sort of like fluffy duffy story. You're going to get it as it is. If I think you're a dick, I'm going to call you a dick. As simple as. Jeff, and you can keep taking the piss, mate. I'm finding it amusing. I know that you seek attention, so there you go. Afternoon, Mama Joe. How you doing? Yeah, same here, Squid. So I've already. I mean, I got like one thing. I am like the big shout outs for Jake, Jake, DJ Ratters, JK, and you, Squid, and other people. Right? It's because you guys taught me one thing. It's not all about the drama. It's about the future, and it's about the content. It's about who you are as an individual. Now, a lot of people can be absolute fucking assholes. Get it? But at the end of the day, for me, it's about having fun. And to be perfectly honest with you, over the last 7 months, 8 months, no, even longer than that, I say over the last year, I've had a lot of fun because it's made me do things. It's made me research and actually use my common sense and use some of the stuff that I got trained for. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there who like to pick on the weak. And yes, I've got a list of names, list of people, list of background stuff. But at the end of the day, what is the point of going after them hi Marlon, when it is absolutely pointless because people like that, they don't care what they do. It's all about attention. It's all about being accepted by another type of community. It's as simple as that. And if that's the way they want to live their life online, then so be it. That's their choice. It doesn't mean you have to make yourself part of it. Yeah. I mean, half of the stuff that's happening now, I'm sure I spoke about last year. But like I said, it's how can I put this? Like last night, I mean, if I was in the situation, let me reword this. How can I word this? If I was in a legal situation that some of these people are in, I wouldn't even be online. I wouldn't even be discussing anything online. No court details, no court info, nothing. You wouldn't hear a peep out of me when it comes to if I was a plaintiff or defendant in a court case. There wouldn't be a peep. Excuse me. You wouldn't hear a dicky bird. And the reason being is because the moment you go online, the moment you sit on your platform, and the moment you start flapping your gums like certain people did, yeah, I'm looking at you, crampons, about a school incident, or about grifting, about everything else. You didn't think before you spoke. You didn't think before you acted. You left yourself wide open for critique. All right, SMN, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now, one thing I can say, like, this is now my own personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. The way this is going to end is that there are few people are going to end up in jail, or they're going to end up in so much litigation, and I mean serious litigation that, like he said on his video, they're going to be paying him for the rest of their life. And then suddenly, once the truth starts coming to the surface, and once they start being seen for who they are, they start disappearing back into the woodwork. There you go. I don't know, Marlin, and I'm not going to get involved in that. I find it disgusting as a parent myself and as a father myself. Um, I'm to be honest with you, I'm speechless how this all can go on, considering that last year the person who was the lawyer for Lynette Preston and also the notary for Lynette Preston was on their stream. But don't you find it very strange that a lot of their live streams have now become members only? Clever, isn't it? But today's not about all that. Today's is just the fact that I just wanted to get some crap off my chest because, to be perfectly honest with you, this whole situation, there's way better fucking stuff to think about and look at out there. Trust me, there is. And yes, people, small platforms are going to struggle with the content. I'm not. My content is going to be gaming. All of you know that. I've never hidden that. So I'm not gonna panic, stress. In fact, I've got about I'll say I've got about a dozen videos to edit. And I'm also getting you guys to interact as well to find out what you guys want to do. So. But there you go. That's I was quite surprised of the the bankruptcy hearing feedback last night. I watched that and I just sat there and I was like, yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing, Squid. You know that they've now grounded DC-10s as well now. Outhouse series, that'd be brilliant. So DJ Rattus does the diaries and you do the outhouse. That'd freaking be hilarious. That'd be funny as hell. Can you just imagine? Can you imagine? You've got um you got the diaries, which I find absolutely hilarious. Some of them, I mean, I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's been times I've listened to the diaries and I've gone, I don't want to hear this voice anymore. But then I realize, well, it's AI, but I'm like, no. I mean, the other day I was thinking, excuse me, I was thinking, I don't even know why I thought of this. The other day I was sitting, I was editing a American truck video, and that's all right, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah. And I was sitting here and I was like, I wonder if I go through every single thing that's happened from the day all this started until to the present day, and just put it in one video. That video would probably be about 4 hours long, because it would just be absolutely. There's so much that they did wrong, so much what they. Yeah. Anyway, you say Cloud is back up, is it? Is it? You sure? Yay, he's back up. Yay, they fixed it. Sort of. But yeah, all right. So breaking news. It's not AI. I have Lionette trapped under my bed. An extra good. Hey, DJ Rattis, listen, sunshine. Okay. JK beat me to it. Uh, Chucky, what am I wrong on both sides? What am I? What? Tell me. Come on, Chucky. Come on, Chucky. Tell me. Come on, tell me, Chucky. Come on, tell me. Oh my God! And here's something else. I was talking to a very good friend of mine today, and one thing I've noticed. All right, why is it that people will antagonize look? If you know the law in your county or your state about no ID, or when the police ask you for, what is it with antagonizing these cops to a point where they will actually freaking manhandle you to a bonnet and then handcuff you? Is it because like everyone wants to go out and make money? Look, if you are doing something that's protected by the Constitution, like freedom of speech and stuff like that, fine. You see that the point is that he's hiding her under his bed. That's the fact that he's actually allowing that thing under his bed. That's what concerns me. But anyway, but if you are going to enforce your freedom of, whatever, fine. But there are so many freaking videos coming out now of auditors being, being challenged by the police, and some of the cop 90% of the time the cops are really good, professional, and they just like go, yeah, you're an auditor, bye bye. But there's that 10% who just like to push that envelope. Really? Why? So you can make money? Don't you think these cops have better things to do than you hanging outside some, acting weird just because you want to challenge the police and see if they will actually respect you as an individual? If yeah. But anyway, I put that, yeah. But the thing is, over there, over the United States, you've got your constitutional your rights and your constitution, and I respect that. I'm not going to say anything, but don't take the piss out. So, don't look a gift horse in the mouth and then expect to get tongues. You know what I mean? Hi, Missy, you jock. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just sort of like venting or just getting shit off my chest and just saying things that other people don't want to say. Maybe I don't know. But after I watched the Jeremy Hell's video last night and about the bankruptcy and everything else, and the fact of threats and all that. Now, he's a human being. He can say, and he has a right to vent and has a right to say as it is. Um, but there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't discuss online. I mean, I'll keep people updated, keep people updated and everything. But there's a lot of stuff because now Guapo can go in hiding. He can do a runner, But you know what they say though, if you make your bed and you shit in it, you lay in it. There's no ifs or buts about it. And by the way, JK was very kind and made a tune for. I just remembered this. I I just remembered this. I have to let you guys hear it. JK made a JK made a tune, and I have to play this tune to you. Like, what do you mean, Devil Fan? What I believe what he said was wrong. I mean, I believe that there's some information that I wouldn't have discussed online. You know, because like I believe that like certain stuff should be kept offline and let the actions speak louder than the words. We all know now that Guapo's he's going to get arrested for what he's done. Um, that's for fact. Guapo's on the day's bed. Oh, that fucking idiot wouldn't fit underneath a bed. You would have to get him a freaking. Oh shit. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine waking up and then you going, "Yo," and the fuck, who you? Oh, it's you. No, 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 no. I tell you. Do you know what? Um, this is my personal opinion. I personally think that Guapo, Stupid Dave, and probably either Mr. Magoo, right, or Deuce Foreskin are going to end up in jail with all this. So there's definitely going to be more than one person going to jail. That's a fact. But that's my guess anyway. So you can write that down and write a table like betting, like in a betting office. You can, and I think there should be like one of the creators, whoever it could be, DJ Ratis or JK or Squid or anybody, right? Is put up a little board in the background, and then who's going to go to jail? Stupid Dave, 10-1. Grapple 100-1, and then basically do bets for jelly beans, jelly babies, or Reese chocolate. Yeah, yeah, and then just like, and if you lose, you have to then send. You then have to send the bookie the little parcel of jelly babies or Skittles or whatever you're betting with. Right? No money. You can't bet money. It has to be candy or chocolate or something like that. Who wants to be? Who wants to feature in this episode? Oh God, Jesus! Oh shit! But no. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I can just imagine. I can just get. Yeah, I'm all right. Can I have a. Say what?
Every time I walk by.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, don't you?
What?
Silence is a wonder. Don't you hit?
I may quote Shakespeare.
No, you can't quote Shakespeare too.
No, the word kiss more than the sword.
And I've got one word for you, madam. Plate. Fuck off. Oh shit. Oh god, I just remembered something. I just pictured something. Can you imagine someone? I hope that Jeremy Hells watches this and listens and does this. Is have a big whiteboard behind him, and on the whiteboard it says "taking bets." Who's gonna end right? And there's two things: who's gonna end up in jail, and who's gonna end up living in a tent. Shakespeare. right? And then basically take bets like, and there should be like 5-1 or 4-1 and stuff. Oh, God, it'd be fucking hilarious. But anyway, excuse me, before we carry on, I've got to play this because this is freaking funny as hell. This, excuse me, courtesy to JK Films, right? It's called the Porcelain Shuffle, right? When I heard it, I just couldn't stop laughing. So here we go. This is this here is called the Porcelain Shuffle, and this is going to be played every time. Every time I have to go to the bathroom. So enjoy. Oops, wrong one.
Stormtrooper runs the shop with pride, stacking shelves like a hero on the retail side. But when he vanishes quick without a trace, a little sign swings into place.
Stormtroopers on a porcelain break, please be patient.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper and
Sitting on your arse make things urgent. He marches back out with a nod and a fuss.
Stalkers are us. Thank you for your patronage.
Hey, where's Stormtrooper? Ooh, he's on a porcelain break again. Hey,
Where's Stormtrooper?
ooh, he's on a porcelain break again. Hey,
Where's Stormtrooper?
Troopers on a porcelain break, please be patient.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper and
Sitting on your arse make things urgent. He marches back out with a nod and a fuss.
Stalkers are us. Thank you for your patronage.
Oh, shit, and there you go. Oh God, that's the point. I'm gonna every time I go for a piss nap. I mean, when I do a bathroom break, I'm gonna play that tune. Oh, that oh God, I got tears coming down. my fucking cheek. Oh shit. Oh God, I know I mean, like my intros and everything are like, a mix with DJ Rattus and JK. But that one is fucking hilarious. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, to be perfectly honest with you, I was actually going to get the game out and play on it, but nah. One thing I do want to point out is a couple of things. Yes, she's behind me, but don't you worry. There's a couple of new films that have come out, and I really suggest that you go and watch these films. One, because they got a really good storyline to it, and two, because we were not able to do the film review because obviously my pretty is poorly, and I'm not sure Squid if she's going to be available tonight, but we'll see. Let's just hope. But hopefully my pretty will get well soon, and obviously your thoughts and support are well, yeah. Fuck off, DJ. No, I'm not. The only problem is the water's always cold when I go for a pee. The water in the pot. The water. Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, whew. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, anyway, uh, I don't know what I'm fucking saying then. Shit, that's funny. Yeah. Anyway, films. The films I want to very quickly talk about. There's an old one from 2022 called Prey, and it is a bloody good film, and it's worth watching before you watch the new one, Predator Badlands, right? Because it gives you sort of like an insight. Obviously, Tron Ares, I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it at all. I just found it a little bit. And then there's obviously then you've got the Naked Gun with Neil Leeson. That came out. But yeah, go and check out Badlands. Predator Badlands. And at the moment, I am watching Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. No, Dunkin' the Donuts. I was Dunkin' the Donuts. I went for a pee, and I can say that the water was cold. That's all I can say. Yeah, and don't you find it very strange when you got a bathroom break, that like when you go, why can't? Yeah. Anyway, no. Well, let's not take that down that route. We're not going down that route, or as your Americanese says, route. We're definitely not going down that way. Anyway, but one thing I would like to say is that I don't think this is going to last for long. I think that the biggest mistake that the Anti-What the Hell's ecosystem and Lynette Preston did is bring this bankruptcy, because this bankruptcy case has now blown them richly out of the water. She's richly lied in the bankruptcy case from everything that's been said. And then Jeremy said something very interesting. Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not. I don't know. I don't know the American law that well. But stream is the fact that if they wanted to, they could combine all the cases into one. Now, if that's feasible and that's possible, I would do that, because then the whole thing would then get dealt with properly. And another thing, what I find quite strange, I think this is the first time. Well, no, third time. No, it's the fourth time. Ohio twice, from what I know, I can remember, probably more, and bankruptcy twice. That's evidence. That's where you sit down and, so far, none of the evidence that has been collected so far has actually been seen in court. The only place where it's been seen is on the docket, when they put in, oh my God, what's he written? What has he written? So it's, yeah. Ratters, have you got any input on that? Is there anything you want to add to that? Because you probably know a little bit better than I do, because you've lived over there. If you're still here. No, JK. That's what moderators are. Yeah. The people want to know, are you at the age where you need to sit down? I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, sitting down and taking a pee and taking a poop, yeah, it's quite comfortable, actually. I don't see the problem in that. Do you? I mean, if I want to take a pee and no, you're waiting for your shit show to explode. Yeah. Yeah. All right then, buddy. No problem. But yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Do me a favor, everyone in here, press 1 if you... Okay, press 1 if it's a yes, or press 2 if it's a no. If you were in a court case, or you were sued, or someone took you to court, and you were going to be served with a subpoena, or served, yeah. And be honest with this. I want you to be honest. Would you try to avoid it, or would you hide from it? So yes, you would avoid it. So yes, you would accept it, or 2, no, you would avoid it and hide. But especially if you had the ability to put your argument on your side of the situation across in a court, considering that the allegations, or because the fact that now the crampons are on the chopping block, because if you think about it, Lynette's throwing them under the bus. So therefore now they can be investigated, because on the financial side. Yes, they are getting the knickers in a twist. That's for sure, you see. So far, everyone is saying they would accept the service. I would accept the service as well. Hi, Laura. I would accept the service as well. Hi, Stephen. I mean, it's like, if at the end of the day, if you've done nothing wrong and you want to prove your innocence, what was the best place to do that? If you're being accused of saying something, and considering that freedom of speech, everyone relies on the Constitution, and over there in the States, if you're being served, you wouldn't hide from it. You would accept it and go to court and stand there and defend yourself, would you not? DJ, as I don't do spankings, fine enough. Oh, snap. If I knew I was 100% guilty, I might well avoid and hope for the end. Oh, yeah. Nick D. Yeah. No, I mean, if I knew, if I was in the wrong, okay, if I was in the wrong, but the thing is, like, what I said was taken out of context to make me look wrong, yeah, I would want to have that opportunity to stand in court and say, hey, this is exactly what I said. This is what I meant. And here's my reasons for saying that, but you've got Swamp Lizard, who tried to avoid it and used his daughter as a shield. Hello, sweetheart. Do you come in peace, or am I going to get beaten up?
Yeah, got no time for that.
Good dough. Oh, in the heart. Anyway, you got Swamp Lizard, who, could have been sitting on the property, but said he was in Miami, right, using his daughter. At the end of the day, he got served. Simple as, right? It was a unique way to serve someone, but he got served, right? And the same thing, I mean, like, Squid and I discussed this the other night, when Stupid Dave put in his motion. He basically threw himself and his brother under the bus. I mean, how stupid can you be? The fact that they actually saw it and then they returned it to sender, that means you have seen it, therefore you've been served. And then the fact that they got that Randy got permission to put it in a newspaper, that's it. Once it's in the newspaper, you've been served. If, like, it's not, at the end of the day, if you don't read that newspaper, tough. Everyone else does. And I wonder what their neighbors are thinking. Oh, look at that. Next door neighbor, Mr. Roly Poly, that guy who looks really weird, he's been served in court. Ooh. And then they start doing some digging, and suddenly the whole neighborhood know that you've been flapping your gums. And let's be honest, last year, what did you do there, Dave? You watched the deposition of Lynette Preston and then decided to start making what you call it, T-shirts with "I plead the fifth," and then you're writing little comic books using the characters from this court case or individuals from this court case. I mean, how stupid are you? It's all about the money, isn't it? It's all about the money with you people. What did he do? Stand up? I bloody hope not. I wonder if he's sitting on a chair which is an inbuilt toilet. I wonder if that chair is really a throne. And he just presses the button and goes, and then he goes, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. So now it's over to you guys. So most of you, or a lot of you, would actually, accept the service, wouldn't you? But the fact that every single one of them, like the perfect one is the crampons. Last year, bragging about, oh yeah, he came to our door, didn't have the right name. Yeah, we got him on CCTV. You know that by stating that fact, that you have basically identified the fact that you've been served. You saying that that you had the service processor on camera and that you spoke to that process server. You know that you've been served, don't you, Crampon? You know that, don't you? Hey, Spawntrooper, where's my money? I'm here all the time. Pay up, wuss. Your money's in the bank. Your money's in the bank. Safe. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is, and here's the thing. A lot of people, I know there's a lot of people who rely on other people to do the work, do the legwork. But when you sit on your own platform and brag about, avoiding the service processor, and then mention the fact that you've seen them that it's all on CCTV. I mean, the fact that you've got 18 shorts just based on your next door neighbor, richly stalking, harassing, and basically watching every step he takes. And then I disabled that, Dahlia. Good to see you. The fact that you harass that next door neighbor and make up crap. I mean, yeah, fine, you got a criminal record, but what business is of yours? And the fact that you actually watch your next door neighbors and then did the same thing and then made Lynette Preston do the same thing tells me what type of person you actually are. The fact that you had those cameras set in such a way that they weren't really looking at the property, they were looking at the road going past the property. That to me tells me that you are watching other people instead of having your cameras set to watch your property, which are CCTVs. There are certain types of CCTV systems. One of those systems is home protection or property protection. When you've got those cameras facing to a street and you've got multiple cameras that you try to play that you've got cameras on the fence, but not really because of the angle and the distance, you could tell that they were zoomed in. The fact that you are speculating or assuming or alleging that the vehicles that drive past are people who you've been harassing from day one without any substantial evidence whatsoever. No number plate, no factual facial proof, nothing. How many people have pickup trucks? How many people have pickup trucks? Do you know how many pickup trucks they make that look exactly the same? That maybe having different colors. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to is that at night, when the night vision goes on for CCTV, the colors change. Green could be grey. Black could be grey. Blue could be grey. You know, you see, you know where I'm going. You see where I'm going with this? Mm-hmm. May do, maybe, may have, may not. But I'm not going to discuss that. I like when I do my research. Yes, he is registered, voting registered. I did mention that last year. I'm not going to recap. But this is the thing: people don't do that research, Marlon. A lot of people don't do the research. Here's the thing: this is why people make mistakes. What they'll do, they'll listen to someone else. They go, "Oh bloody hell, yeah, he said that. Oh, he done that." And what they'll do, they'll copy and paste and then post it. I've seen it happen. I mean, like months ago, someone posted something that I did the research on, and I very sarcastically turned around and said, "Hey, next time, make sure that you add add a tag to know where it came from." Because here's the thing: when people take other people's research and they post it and they get it wrong, or they take it out, because the thing is, it's very easy for people to take research and take something from someone else and take it out of context, and then suddenly, right, that person who did the research is the bad guy, right? Because the individual who posts other people's research don't give the narrative, where it came from, why it was done, what the context of the topic was, and then you just post it. And that's happened a couple of times. But the thing is, when people do the research, or screenshots, for example, screenshots as well, right? If you don't give context, to the actual stuff you're doing, I mean, last year, when was it? July, I think, June or July or something. I can't remember where. Don't quote me on this now. I don't know if it was Super Dave or Deuce Boy but they put something up and it was taken totally out of context, and it wasn't involving me. I mean, but it was taken so far out of context that like people started discussing it, started arguing, and I was like, no, that's from so and so and that and that and that. And then they went, oh, because I put up a screenshot to prove where that came from, and they were like, oh, and then that post got deleted, and I was like, oh, okay. Right, so that told me that either someone didn't like the fact that I was pointing out the truth, but that's another issue. If you're going to put something up, then make sure that you put the context to it. You need to make sure that people know where it came from, what it's about, who it's about, where it's going, and if it's a document and there are names in it that you're not sure about, then you redact those names. You redact that information. And if people want to see the unredacted, then they have to do the research themselves, because at the end of the day, right, a lot of that happens. A lot of that happens. It is a shame. I mean, like last year, for example, there was a big conversation about Lionet's driving license. Now, I can't remember where I got this information from. And because I couldn't remember where I got that information from, I made sure that I redacted any information on that driving license just in case I wanted to use it as proof. And the fact that she had a driving license that was going to run out, expire in 2021 with her surname Carridos on it, considering that all this is public information, and the fact that she's had so many freaking names, right? It makes you think, what happened? What if she divorces someone? And this is one thing where people need to step out of the box. If I divorce someone, or let's just, for example, if I divorce someone, right, and I move address, then I want to change my address and my name on, right? So I legally change, I'm divorced, but there's a divorce certificate, and then change my name on that driving license. The thing is, when you change your driving license, I don't know about in the States, but over here, right, they change the information that you give them, but your information about when your ID runs out will still be the same, or they'll give you a new run out date. So that means she could have multiple IDs that won't run out until this year, next year, or the year after with different names on it. Have any of you ever thought of that? Has anyone sat down and gone, well, hang on a second. If she's been married so many different times and she has gone, say, for example, you got Caridos Cook and then Preston. Yeah. There's 3 names right there. So that means, hypothetically speaking, this is not an accusation, this is allegedly speculation. Hypothetically speaking, Lynette Preston right now could be sitting on 3 different types of IDs. So that means she can, and the fact that she's been pushing this Michelle Preston name, and instead of using her birth name, Lynette Preston. But here's another thing. Is that really her first name? Or is it Michelle? Think about it. You can change your, I don't know about the States, but if you need to change your driving license or anything like that, all you have to do is just write off to DVLC, right? And then change it. Send in your old, like they will actually send the license out to you before you send a new one in, because they would rather, like if you turn around and say, yeah, I need to keep it because I drive a truck or I drive this, or they go, okay, and then we'll send the one out, but as soon as you receive that, send the old one in. Yeah, not a problem. Sometimes people keep their old driving licenses because it's still in date. So that means, like, if they get stopped by the police or something, they can technically give that old ID to them, right? But the problem is your name's on there, so no matter what you do, they'll just contact DVL. They'll find out your real address, and within 20 minutes, they'll be knocking on your door. Anyway, but in the States, I'm not fairly sure. So if anyone knows anything, knows the DMV regulations about what you need to change your... But just think about it. Just step out of the box and think about it just for 1 second. How easy it is to change your identity with your driving license. Because what does the police, or what do people ask for when you get stopped? Driving license, registration, and vehicle insurance. What happens if you change all 3 with 3 different names? I mean, you can go to different insurance. I mean, think about it. Just saying, just pointing it out there. Who knows? So here's another thing. If Stupid Dave was clever, right, which he isn't, because we all know that he's staying in his brother's house on the 1st floor, facing the street, because we've richly, geographically fucking proved it. Okay, the fact that he gives it mouth and then avoids service, just like the crampons, just like swamp lizard, right? And that also goes with Mr. Magoo, and God knows they. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole about psychology, mental health, or anything else, because I'm not going to do that, right? Because at the end of the day, that's up to someone else, a professional, to deal with. But one thing I can say is that things need to be looked into. Simple. And I wouldn't trust them with a freaking piece of wood, let alone a match. Absolutely not. But anyway, what is your overall opinion? Let's see what you guys have to say. Let's go. Let's interact. Let's talk. Should I never liked weights? One day I went to use my arm machine a little too aggressively that night. My arms were in TX position. Yeah, because you pulled your muscles, Jay. You need to do slow movement, and you need to try to find the heaviest weight and then work your way down. Because what you're doing, you give your muscles a bit of a shock, and then you start training them, and then you go to different things. You need to because you have to shock your muscles. Your muscle memory will happen after a couple of sets. and then you change, and then you go home the next day, do press ups, sit ups, and stuff like that. But remember, you do it slow. Slow exercises usually help because it's all about muscle memory. Just saying. We're too late for that advice. Well, I mean, you can still. A lot of people go in there, they pick all these heavy weights up. They use a technique that I used to use. I would warm up my body over a couple of weeks. Do light weights, doing multiple sets. So I would do 4 sets of 10. Go on to a different exercise, do 3 sets of 10. Go on another exercise, do 2 sets of 10. Go on another exercise, do 1 set of 10. And then the next week or 2 weeks afterwards, I would then do a set of 50, do 15, 15 sets and then 10 sets. And I would add 5 sets to it. Swimming helps the body to recover. But muscle, the only way you can build muscle is by shocking the muscle. So you start off with the heaviest. Say if you've got 15 kilos, right? You start off with 15, and then you just do your sets, and then you go down to 10, do your sets, go down to 5, do your sets, and then go back to 15 and go pow, right? And what it does, it shocks the muscle. And that way you gain strength and you also gain muscle mass. But at the same time, you need to make sure that your diet's correct. You need to make sure that you look after yourself. And you go out swimming at least once a week, because swimming gives you the ability, gives your body the ability to decompress, relax, and actually heal itself. And also you're taking around 80% or 70% of body weight off your body. I'd feel in bed, help my mother. And also you need to remember that if your muscles hurt, okay, if you I used to have this routine. If I was in pain, if my muscles hurt, I would wait until the day where there was just slight pain, and then I would go back in the gym and then do exactly the same thing again. And I'd do that all the time. And after a while, I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You just need to stick to it as well, and then keep your routine going. That's my personal opinion anyway. But one thing, I mean, I go scuba diving, so I even got asked if I wanted to go winter diving, and I was like, fuck no. But that was going to be with a full face mask. But I go scuba diving, and if I'm training, in the summer, if I'm training, it doesn't take my body long to actually acclimatize to training, a training regime. So if I start training, within about 4 or 5 weeks, I start noticing a change. But you have to stick to it. You have to be religious. Yeah, but Squid, since I've known you, you are progressing quite quickly and really well as well. So you just keep it going. There was no routine after that. JK, you need to stick to it, mate. Pain is weakness leaving your body, and it's mind over matter. You don't mind, and that doesn't matter. That's the mentality you have to have. If you want to train, you want to get fit. It doesn't matter what age you are, right? You could. I mean, I've seen 80-year-olds, 70-year-olds walking faster than me. So it's only it's you have to condition yourself. That's all. And I hope that everyone's enjoying themselves. There's probably people who don't. But you know what they say, don't you? But one thing I do want to say is that, I'm going to say this multiple times. I am so glad that there's a lot of people I am quite content with. I've met, Yeah, well, basically, you've freaking overdone it then. I mean, if you want to do a T-Rex impression, then that's the way to do it. But a lot of people, it's not just about your muscle strength. Muscle power or strength, you can even do naturally. If like, oh God, when was it? A couple of years ago, there was a building site. Well, someone was doing some building a few miles down the road, and I drove past one day, and the builders were there, and I just stopped and got out, and I went because the thing was, I was just recovering from an injury, and I was told that I had to do like exercise. So I went to the builder. I went, "Is there any chance?" And I talked to the builder for a bit, and then he got the site manager. The site manager came up, and I spoke to the site manager, and I said, "Look, just getting over him. I'm just getting over an injury. I'm in the army, and I've got enough time. Is there any chance I can come down, help out for a couple of hours, 1 day or 2 days?" And he went, "Yeah, no problem." And by doing natural picking up or shoveling and picking up heavy stuff and getting into a routine and stuff like that, I soon started. I got over my injury, which doing that work actually helped. And I also gained a little bit more strength, a little bit more muscle mass. And after a while, I also gained a couple of new friends as well, and I learned quite a lot very quickly about certain building techniques and stuff like that. Um, but the fact of the matter is that you need to be willing to get stuck in and have that willpower to not give up when it gets too hard, because there's always that line. You'll push yourself to a point and you go, "Oh, I can't do this anymore." This is where you have to turn around and say, "One more time, one more time, one more step, one more push." And after that, after you've done that first push, do it again, say it again, one more push, one more time, right? And then what you'll do, you'll break that status quo. You'll actually be able to, it's all a mind game, and a lot of people struggle with that. Or don't train alone. Train with someone who knows a little bit about training. You'll be very surprised how quick you'll get into a routine, and you help each other. Simple as. I'll be honest with you, I'd laugh as well. Walking around like a fucking walking around like T-Rex. I bet you any money that you had issues scratching when you had an itch. I can just imagine you, struggling after training, and then you get an itch, and you can't bend your arms. And let me ask you a question: was it on the inner arm, near your elbow, or was it on the outer of your arms? And I bet you any money it was the inner, wasn't it? The little bend, the bend where your upper arm and your lower arm join. Was it there, JK? Because the thing is, you can overstretch muscle, just so you know. You just need to take it easy. You need to get girly weights first, mate. Yeah, but Nick D, even with Lyme, I mean, you can still train, buddy. Never ever let anything stop you from feeling positive and feeling healthier, even if it, yeah, yeah. You basically you pulled your muscle, you pulled your tendon and muscle, you overdone it, you overstretched your arms. That's what you did. Yeah, it would do. The best thing to do when you get stuff like that is get something really warm and then put it on there and then just start moving your arm. It's a girly way going. I don't mean it. Listen, Squid, there's definitely nothing wrong with you. You. I've seen you train, and I've seen how you train, and there's not a lot. I mean, with all due respect to some women, there's not a lot of women who can do the training that you do. You are doing really well. So remember that. And guys, make sure please make sure that you're still subscribed, because there was an incident the other day where Ammo Girl wasn't subscribed anymore. So just make sure you still subscribe. Make sure that you've hit that notification bell if it works, whenever it works or not. And if you enjoy gaming, I'm trying to get my gaming channel up to 100 so I can actually live stream, because the thing is, I want to live stream gaming streams, and I'm still sort of debating if I'm going to have chat or not. I'm still sort of, I'm still out on that one. The jury's still out on that one. Bone chicken, wow, wow. Wait a minute, what's happening with DJ Rats? Where is he? Yeah. Ring that bell. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely hey, when you're single, you take anything. I have very little morals. Oh, Jesus Christ, DJ. Do you know what? When I was single, I used to be a monster, but now I am the most happiest man alive. Yes, I am. Yes. It's really strange. The ladies always keep you in check. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I was going to do questions. Actually, in fact, shall I do question time? Yeah, no, maybe. Fuck it. I'm not blaming it on. Who's blaming it on being single? TJ Rats? Yeah, he blames it. Yeah, he'll blame it on being single. Oh, one thing about this whole case I can't understand is why the CPS haven't got involved in this. That's one thing I can't understand. I mean, if you've got someone who's adopted, no, no, we'll leave that bit for another time. You see, that's concerning. You know, when DJ Rattus mentions the fact that he's got someone laying under his bed. I thought you had a waterbed, DJ. We are sailing across the sea. You want to pee? Then crampons walked into the room with their brooms stuck up their bums. Yes, yeah. But anyway, guys, we're going to go into the Q&A time, which I haven't put up, which is unusual for me. I'm not. I have. Yeah. Let me just go like this. What's that one? There you go. Let's go. Let's do it this way. And I am slacking today. I know I am slacking today. Right. Anyway, there's a Q&A. There's a, oh God. Blah, blah, blah. Oh shit. As long as you're wearing a life jacket, right? That's the fucking thing I can advise. Yeah, JK, here's the thing though. He's back in Australia, but what he needs to worry about now is those fucking spiders. Those things, those things walk into a house and pay their rent. You know what I mean? I actually watched a video. Oh God, it was only a couple of weeks ago, and there was like I don't know if they were from Europe or anywhere, but they were on holiday in Australia, and they were sitting in the living room, and one of the kids went, "Oh, what's that moving on the ceiling?" They look up, and there's this big ass spider on the wall, and it was like, "Nope, yep, nope." Yeah, I'm just getting a couple of bits and bobs being done. But I've decided that I've decided that I'm not going to show it. Well, you're going to see the inside of it. It's going to look like a bomb's hit it, but at some point when I do some short videos on different mechanical stuff, different SF, special effects and stuff like that, you probably might see a bit of the annex. But other than that, yeah, I was going to show it off, but I've decided not to, because there's too many people out there who want to involve themselves in your privacy, but at the end of the day, if you're a public figure, fine. But luckily, I don't go on camera. I don't show anything private much, so, but it is. And yes, I have cut the grass, but I'm going to do it again before it snows. Used to have a crazy mouse farm swarm video. Spiders in Australia. What about spider going out of my front? Yeah, listen, the spider outside your front door is a freaking miniature compared to some of the spiders they have in Australia. And those spiders in Australia, they will tell you to go away. Yeah, coexist in the same room. And then there's this another video where this woman wakes up and she says, "Oh, there's something crawling underneath my pillow." And basically she wakes up, she starts filming, she picks the pillow up, and there's a freaking spider underneath her pillow. And these things are not small. Yeah. And by the way, I am Spartacus. But the spiders out my front door want to eat my flesh. No, they just want to give you a love bite. They just want to show their love, Squid. I tell you one thing, I've come across a camel spider, and no, 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 fuck it, and not just once. Oh, as big as your hand. Fuck off. They're as big as a bloody dinner plate. Those things can grow. I shall, Malin. Thank you very much for coming. We're going into the Q&A anyway, so we're going to be calling it soon. So there you go, guys. You got Q&A. Beautiful picture created and designed by Ammo Girl. So if you want pictures like this done, go and ask Ammo Girl. And what I'm going to do now is going to do a big shout out. First of all, if you haven't already, please go and show some support. I am trying to get up to 100 so I can live stream on my game stream, so we can do some flight sims and stuff like that. So please go and hit that up and try, show a little bit of support. Then we have also, ladies first, of course, then we've got Squid Protocol, who's going to be going live at 2 EST today. Oh, that was a bit weird. There's that. So there's the what's it called? The game. That's Squid and Gaming, and then we got our local Australian DJ. Please go and show some love to DJ Rattus. Let's not forget to give him some support. Go and show him some love. Make sure that you're still subscribed to him. And then we've got our good old friend DJ JK Films. right? Go and check him out. Go and give him a sub. Go and check out his videos. He's got some really good music videos. I'm listening to one of them right now. Go and check him out and show some love. Okay. And obviously, Moosey Lady was in the early one, so it's only fair to go on and also give her a quick shout out. And there you go. Right. So remember. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the shout outs for everybody. So if you've got any questions, go ahead. It's 50. I thought it was 100. I didn't know. Is it? I thought it was. I thought you needed 100 subscribers to. What's for? Oh yeah, it's yeah. I thought it was 100. I didn't realize. Well, if it's 50, then we'll be looking at one stream a week, and I've already put a couple of posts up, so you go and choose what you like. Go and leave your comments and tell me what you want to see. If you want me to fly some FSX missions, then we can do that. I need to set up the controls and that. No, my luck, it'll go wrong. Right. Okay. Then. Well, if I go past 50, I'll test the live stream. There's a couple other things I need to sort out, but yeah, I'll definitely go for it. It's only have some fun. That's the important thing. Fun. Yes, fun. And also, just so you know, 8 minutes ago, DJ Rat has just posted a new their diary, so go and check that out. You need to go and check that out because 99% of the time they are quite funny, to say the least. Oh yeah, yeah. If you stream via StreamYard, you can go live. Yeah, well, I'm still learning all this, guys. We'll see what happens. So anyway, JK, thank you very much for the input in regards of live streaming that. So the links are there, guys. You've got Squid Pro Quo, you've got my gaming channel, then you've got DJ Rattus, you've got JK Films and Missy Lady. And if I've missed anyone, I'll be more than happy to plug your channel if you want it to be plugged. Yes. But on that note, if you got no questions, then obviously we're going to start closing down. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody. Yes, but I'll look into that. I'd just like to thank everybody for coming. Thanks very much for being here. Thanks very much for, just hanging out, interacting and chatting. And remember to hit that like button. And if you're sitting on the outside and not subscribed, there's no harm in you subscribing. And if you want to come in, have a chat, as long as you follow the rules and you're respectful, then you can, every type of discourse, as long as it's positive and respectful, it's always a good thing. Because that way people can understand. If there's a misunderstanding, it's always good to discuss it. 3 more. Oh, yeah. Go to hi, how you doing? Everyone have a great day. Good to see you, Greta. You take care, my darling. David, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And just so you know, there are some upcoming videos that you'll like. One thing I am going to warn you now is that there are a 2-part video coming up. 2 episodes of American Truck Simulator, and they are going to. They're not edited. I've just cut the whole trip into 2. So if you enjoy games like that, then feel free to watch it. There's a point where I forget that there are brakes attached to the vehicle, which I hardly use. So, there's a couple of funny moments. So, but on that note, guys, if there's no questions, I'm going to call it a day. Exactly. Yeah. Subscribe, like, share, comment, ring that bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. And go and check out JK. Go and check out DJ Red. Go and check out Squid. Go and check out people. Right? And remember, a smile a day keeps the weird people away. And if you come across an obstacle or a cockwomble or womble, just smile and keep walking. Did I crash? No, I didn't crash. No. I'm about to crash out because I can smell lunch and yeah. But anyway, guys, take care. Thank you very much for being here. And to all those in the cheap seats outside, listen, you're more than welcome in here, but just be respectful. On that note, yeet.
They go live every night selling drama on demand with crampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, oh I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till Spawntrooper drops and it flips on the light.
Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he says the situation at hand. Spawntrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Spawntrooper,
The force is weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawntrooper's on that.
Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he says the situation at hand. Spawntrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Spawntrooper,
The force is weak with this one. Now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel one stream at a time. Truth's not merch, it don't come in packs. And Spawntrooper's got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity blazing like a saber so bright, he leads the way through the digital night. Spawntroopers say,
I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing is striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawntroopers here to expose your grudge. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he says the situation at hand. Spawntrooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Spawntrooper,
the force is weak with this one.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.